Good evening, YouTube universe, and welcome to the Toon review for what is the Newcastle United versus Palace match preview and general look back at the transfer window, etc. But Alex will be joining us in about half an hour or so. He's had to pub shopping, so because we are going an hour early tonight than what we normally do. But some of us want an early night after yesterday, and some of us got stuff to do. But we still bring you the preview show, even if it is a bit earlier. Now, speaking of the preview show, I would just like to say a massive thanks to everybody who took part in that show yesterday. Nearly 33,000 views on the show, which is quite incredible. And we gained over 400 subscribers yesterday, legitimate ones, because we're now sitting at a wonderful 14,030. So, you know, since I put the press conference video out today as well, we've had a few more subscribers and a few more people joining up. And there was a fly there. A few more. Ooh, a few more people joining up. Sorry, yeah, a few more people joining the channel, which is absolutely fantastic. So, a massive thank you. It was a long haul yesterday, but what it was very enjoyable. We absolutely loved it. Danielle, you were dead on your feet at the end. I know you were. You were flagging in that last hour until Billy told a joke, and then suddenly you sprung to life again. Billy's just got out of bed, you know, so it was brilliant. It was a brilliant day, and we look forward to bringing you that again in January, because, look, it's something we love to do, and it was a charitable one as well, which we'll do again in January, because I think it was fantastic, the money we raised. I think I won't know 100% until YouTube have took the fees off and things like that, but I think we've got a hell of a total for both charities, which is incredible. But obviously, once I send it to them, I will let you know how much there were, which is incredible generosity from people out there who, once again, just it was a great laugh from start to finish. We had a really good laugh. We had jokes, we had singing, we had guests on, and it was just a good feeling, even though we didn't even sign. Can you imagine if we'd actually signed anybody? What kind of day that would have been? I know, it would have been amazing, wouldn't it? But hey, it was like a little mini Toon review carnival, wasn't it, yesterday? Oh, it was fantastic. And you know what? Everybody said, you know, there's a few comments coming saying, oh, how you kept that going when there wasn't anything, a new signing or anything is quite incredible for 11 hours and 15 minutes on air. But you know what? It wasn't just down to us. It was down to you guys out there as well who wanted to interact with the show, and you know, our guests that came on, and it was just an all-round great day. And I think it just goes to show that you can stream for that long and keep it going without it being boring, because, you know, all throughout the day we were never ever under 1,200 people watching until the last sort of 20 minutes when everybody was falling asleep. So it was brilliant. It really was. Now, you'll have everybody's. A lot of people have seen the video that I brought out earlier on today with Eddie's press conference, and Danielle. The bit that I loved was just the defiance. There's a message to the rest of the Premier League that we don't give a shit if you boo us off the field. We're not there to have sympathetical cheers when we come off and we've got battered. We're there to compete, and we don't care who boos us. We are Newcastle United, and that's all he cares about. It was an incredible thing to say. Absolutely, but I think right from the very beginning, when this takeover happened, we knew it was going to be like this. So immediately there was a Premier League meeting, all of the other clubs and us, you know, saying that they're not very happy, they want this done, that done, etc. Whatever. Like, it doesn't matter one iota, because don't do business with us then. If that's how you feel, just don't do business. We'll get our players elsewhere. So we didn't get Sven Botman from the Premier League. We didn't get Isaac from the Premier League. No bother, pet lambs. Like, you know what? We'll just go and get our players and watch out, because we're coming for all of you. We're not here to be pals. And if they're going to start doing all of this, we'll get Dubravka back. Wait till something, you know, if something happens to De Gea and they have to call on Dubravka, that would be unfortunate, wouldn't it? If we just decided to recall. Like, you kind of, that's what, so if that's what they want to do, and that's the way they want to do business, that's fine. But like, it's on. Simple. Yeah, It is, and look, it was very much a two-finger salute to the rest of the Premier League for the way they've done business with us. And like you say, it was, if you're going to be arsey about it, then we don't care. We'll go elsewhere. It's not the be all and end all. It was clear though, what he said was a fact that a lot of Premier League teams have dragged us through the mud when it comes to transfers, Billy. It was quite clear what he was saying there.
Yeah, and sooner or later, the players that we're after will be stamping their feet to get out there, them clubs to come to us. And I don't think a bit of siege mentality harms us at all. I think it inspires us. I think see a bit of siege mentality, lots of unity increasing to the side because everyone's against you. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic, and more for them for doing it.
Yeah. Now, of course, he mentioned the injuries, but he did say that Bruno and Maxi are very close. Now, the question is, Danielle, is this Eddie's way of again throwing Patrick Vieira off the scent of, he's very, very good at this in his press conferences where he just doesn't give anything away. He won't tell anyone what the injury situation is 100%. He says they're close. Earlier, well, the previous day, we're looking at 4 weeks for Maxi, 3 for Bruno, and then suddenly he's saying in his press conference that they're very, very close. Do you think there's a hint that they might play?
I don't know, because I say every time I watch Eddie Howe, I come away not learning much really about what's going on going forward, because he says all of these things and then sometimes that doesn't translate into what actually happens. Or so I don't know. I mean, my personal feeling is perhaps Maxi and Bruno won't play tomorrow. I think Isak will. I know that Keith Downey's done an interview with him for Soccer Saturday tomorrow, and he's told him he's fit. So hopefully he'll be in the squad tomorrow. But I don't know about Maxi and Bruno. I'd love them to be fit. I mean, I'd love to stuff Palace tomorrow. However, I'm not sure. You can never. He's like a good poker player, Eddie Howe, isn't he? Like, absolutely wouldn't want to play poker against him.
I mean, listen, I think Isak will start. I think he'd be on. The fact of the matter is he'll be on cloud 9 after scoring on his debut. But one thing he want to do, Billy, is he want to hit the back of the net at St James's. That is the big thing for him. His home debut. He'll be wanting to smash the net, not just once, but he'll be looking for goals tomorrow.
And it'll be a tough task for him because Palace are good at centre back, and they're very uncompromising centre backs. They'll kick him. They'll do anything they can to stop him from getting through. But this lad's got a bit of pace, a bit of trickery. Once in the box, he hits the target. So I'll see him scoring tomorrow.
Yeah,
I'll see one of either Bruno or Maxi playing. I don't think both will. I don't think he'll risk both. But I think Bruno may play. I think Maxi won't.
Interesting, because I was going to go the other way.
I think Bruno.
And I'm going to go the other way to say that I don't think either of them will.
Well, there you go. And if we're doing that, then what the hell is Patrick Vieira thinking? Because he won't know. He won't know what to think. Because we can't put a finger on it, and certainly he won't be able to, because he'll be thinking, right, an hour before kickoff when the teams are announced, it's too late to do anything because he's announced the team, and he's in, and that team will be based on who he thinks is going to play and what formations and tactics and things like that. So it's thrown everybody off the scent. I was convinced that, when Eddie did his press conference this morning, that he turned around and say, we're still without Maxi, we're still without Bruno, Callum Wilson, and talk about the guys, that would be playing.
Even with Isak, though, he kind of said, I hope so. When he was asked, is he fit for tomorrow? I hope so. So that shows here. The player himself's come out to Keith Downey and said he's fit. He's fine. Eddie Howe said, I hope so. Like, honestly, you can't, you get nothing from his press conferences apart from, like, obviously all the fabulousness of everything that's going on.
Which is brilliant. He's brilliant the way he comes across.
It's great.
But then when he started talking about, about the defiance and saying, when was the last time we had a manager like that who just said, we are Newcastle United, we don't care about anybody else?
He totally rallies the troops, so doesn't he?
Oh my God, it had me buzzing, man. Honestly, I was thinking, get on, son.
He was talking about the crowd and saying, hopefully Wednesday, how it ended on Wednesday means that the crowd will be like, St James's Park will be rocking from the first minute and all of that. Absolutely, of course, because he gets what it means.
And Billy, that's totally different. Obviously, you know, we don't talk about Steve Bruce very much, but what I mean is by the previous regime, you know, you'd have a press conference with him and you'd used to come away just like, you know, with sort of praising the opposition and not really bigging our guys up or bigging the fans up. And this is like just a completely flip-sided coin when you get Eddie Howe coming out with what he said today and just all the sort of defiance and, you know, he's involving the fans in that as well. He's not talking about just the team. He's talking about the club and the fans. We don't care about anybody else.
And this is all part of that siege mentality I was talking about earlier. Steve Bruce would have spent the first 10 minutes talking about how great Liverpool were, how he's surprised we lasted so long without conceding. Then he'd have gone on to praising Crystal Palace. It'd have been well up Wilfred Zaha's backside. It'd have been all over Patrick Vieira, and nothing about us really. And then, of course, when we got a hiding, he'd blame everyone but himself. So this is complete role reversal. Eddie Howe's, you know, he takes everything on board, and we are Newcastle United. And since Kevin Keegan, really, because even Sir Bobby was more diplomatic than what Eddie's been today. Let's be perfectly honest.
I think
Kevin Keegan was the last one that roused the crowd like he did.
Clear to see though, he's pissed. He's pissed, and he tries to stay diplomatic, bless him, but he's pissed. He's pissed about the treatment of Newcastle United in the transfer window. He's pissed about the media stuff. He's pissed about what happened at Liverpool, and I have a feeling that he's going to absolutely rally the guys tomorrow to go out there and just do what they can to give Crystal Palace a thumping. Now, like you said before, Billy, it isn't going to be a straightforward win because Palace are very decent under Patrick Vieira, but we are very, very decent at the minute. And if there is a chance of getting one of Maxi or Bruno back on the pitch tomorrow, that's going to excite everybody. And the fact that Isak is going to make his home debut, that's going to excite everybody. The one thing that I don't want to happen is that we get to 2:00 and we see Isak on the bench and Chris Wood in the start lineup, because I think that would deflate everybody, which is why I think Isak will start, because Eddie's not going to put him on the bench when he scored. It would just be ludicrous. Sorry, Danielle.
I think in terms of Crystal Palace, though, I think what we'll have to remember is we took it to City, we took it to Liverpool, we're at home. So, you know, I think, well, I'm not going to say anything till the end, but I think someone's going to get a battering.
Interesting. C-Stock says, how are you all feeling after your long day yesterday? You did brilliantly. Thank you, C-Stock. Tired.
I felt better, mind, I've got to say.
Yeah, I had to get up at very early this morning to take my eldest to work. And I popped up to Susan's this afternoon, and I did have a nap on the couch, I have to admit. Billy, I think you said lunchtime you managed to crawl out your pit.
I woke up at 8:00 and decided to go back to bed, which I never do, and then woke up at 5 to 12.
But you know what it is? We're doing it all again. We're doing it all again in January because we loved it, despite how tiring it is. It was brilliant to spend the day with you guys out there. It was brilliant to raise the money we did. It was just a brilliant day, getting the guests on that we did, and having a good crack and a good laugh, and that's what it's all about. We'll be doing it all over again. Samsonite says more spiders.
That was a different house, wasn't it? That was a different room he was in last night.
Yeah, that was your life.
Yeah, that was me. Yes, good point, Billy. Actually, yes, that was
holiday home.
I'm just back collecting stuff from my old home, and moving on. Good evening, all. Got to put in another United performance against Palace and keep pushing up that table. Indeed. Stu says, evening, Paul, Danielle, and Billy. Well up for this game tomorrow after midweek. I hope the lads are raring to go. I have no doubt they'll be raring to go. The thing is, as well, Danielle, the players themselves, even the players that weren't involved yesterday, because I expect, Botman and Shea to come back in tomorrow. The players that were on the bench, they were riled up by the reaction on the bench at the end of the game, etc. So there's a lot of players will be riled up to go and give Crystal Palace a thump and then move on.
Absolutely. I think it's unfinished business as far as we're concerned, because we felt like we were cheated, and we were cheated on Wednesday. And honestly, that feeling, we felt it, everyone felt it, that horrible stomach dropping moment. And then for the behaviour after the game, the benches were. I wouldn't want to have been in our dressing room at full time, to be honest. I bet you there was hell on in the dressing room, people going nuts. That it isn't just forgotten. So it'll come out in some way, and somebody's going to go hammering.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel.
There was a lot of reports, of course, yesterday about things escalating in the tunnel and things like that, which there's been no confirmation of. We know that there's an inquiry into what happened during the game. There is a clear video of one of our coaches throwing something at the Liverpool bench. There's clear videos of Liverpool bench, riling us up with swearing at us and all sorts of stuff. Of course, Jurgen Klopp, his actions. So there was a lot came out of that game, to be honest. And of course, the cyclist outside the ground, which we only heard about late last night on the show, with me, Dad, and Amanda getting caught up in all that. Thank goodness they're okay. And all the fans as well, both Newcastle and Liverpool fans were all involved in it as well. And I don't think the guys on the cycle, the motorbike, had anything to do with football, to be honest. So no. It wasn't a football incident. It was just
Anfield's in a residential area, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's tightly knit into a residential area. So it's there's lots of traffic, etc. But thankfully, no one was hurt, and I think that's the main thing. Or if there were only slight injuries instead of how serious it could be when somebody rides a motorbike into a crowd of people.
Absolutely.
Straffy says, "Hey Paul, you moved house again?" No, I'm just down at my old house, just collecting some stuff, and I haven't moved my studio yet. And,
are you fish?
Yeah. Me fish, yes.
Oh, Elsie.
Yeah, she's
just visiting, isn't she? She's just visiting.
She's just having a lie on the old couch, because she's not allowed on the new one, you see. She tries to get up and lie on the piano. That's even worse. I'm not having it. Paul says, "Good evening, Paul, Billy, and Danielle. The transfer show was great, and the videos were good also. Thanks very much." Oh, the videos.
I forgot about that.
There you go, Billy, just for you.
The baby, aren't you?
Yeah, those of you that weren't watching late last night, just some little clips from our family trip to West Midlands Safari Park, which Billy has watched many times over, and I may as well play the giraffe one as well and get it out the way with.
Oh, you're back again with your bloody 6 foot tall.
Did they bite?
No.
Ah!
Lick me face! Lick me face!
My mum was supposed to get licked today, but Dad did.
Lick me face, Susan!
So there you go. Absolutely wonderful trip. But I did say it late last night before the end of the show. If you heard those videos, what made it for me was simply the kids laughing, and that's what it's all about for me. Having the kids laughing at the dad, and at my expense as usual. But that's what hot family little breaks are all about, is making sure the kids had a great time, and that's what stands out from those videos for me. Despite Billy wetting himself on numerous occasions, watching it over and over again in the WhatsApp group. But there you go. Tom says, "I really enjoyed yesterday. Superb." Jim says, "Was a marathon yesterday, real troopers, and all for no signings. But we had a great day. Was a right laugh in the end."
I'm thinking in January, right? We should go all out. We should get our silly string, our party poppers, everything, right? So if we do get a play out, we're going to just go absolutely mental.
Well, yeah, well, that's a possibility. Or we could even do the transfer deadline day show from Qatar, which, of course, the King of Qatar's wife joined us twice yesterday to give us official invites over for when they. But they won't be in the new house by then, will they? Because it's March that they're moving. But we'll see. We'll see. Dan, good evening out there in the States. It'll be afternoon for you. The Athletic is an excellent minute-by-minute TikTok about Isak on Wednesday. It's an excellent read. It certainly is. Steve says, "Guests, singing, jokes, and don't forget the giraffes. You all did amazing. Thanks for yesterday." V says, "Such a great show. Shame I missed half of it. Pure class from you all." Well, you had a very good day, V, of course, winning the ticket for the Palace game. Funny as hell at times. Lick wee baby. Dangle says, well done for 14K. We all want to know what your plans are for when you inevitably reach 15K.
Is this a bit where we screw Alex over because he's not here? That's
No,
normally how it works,
I think
isn't
I
it?
screwed him over yesterday, didn't I? So
yeah,
we'll not do that again. Look, when we get to 15K, I think 15K is a fantastic achievement. It's one of these sort of, you get to 15K and that's one of your boundaries that you aim
Milestones.
for. Yeah, a milestone. Yeah, and certainly it's one for us. Look, we are planning on stuff. Certainly looking at a proper studio somewhere as well. You know, if this is going to be a complete business, then having a sort of somewhere where we can broadcast from, somewhere where we can sort the merchandise out and all sorts of stuff. So once we get to 15K, we are going to seriously look at that. So it'll be fantastic. And then, you know, we can put everything in one place, if you see what I mean. I mean, obviously, it will be a trek for Billy, Bob, and Alex to come like 200 miles to do a show. I wouldn't expect that of them, but obviously when they're up in the area, you know, we can do broadcasts and things, which is that's inevitability because you want to grow a channel like that, you want to grow the business itself, and that's hopefully what we'll aim for. But we can only get there with you guys behind us and helping us get to the 15K, and of course beyond. You know, we don't want to stop at 15K. We want to be as big as we possibly can. There's a lot of football channels out there with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and you know, it may seem stupid and it may seem a pipe dream, but that's what we want to achieve.
It's all right to dream.
Exactly. If you don't have any dreams, then what is the point? You know, I started this channel hoping to get a couple of thousand subscribers on my iPhone, and look where we are now. So you know, and again, you look to my illness and think, oh Christ, you know, I've got nothing left. I can't do anything. So then I put my mind into this, and then boom, you know, something good comes of it. And that's how I see it. So, yeah, there's plenty of plans. And believe me, Susan's got a lot of plans as well. So, you know, there you go.
Wasn't it going to be like a Toon Review minibus or something with a logo on the side?
Look, you would not believe, Danielle, when we were away during the week, we were driving down obviously the motorway and also coming back, how many sort of motorhomes we passed. And, of course, as soon as we do, Susan's up like a meerkat. And she's like, oh, you know, we could turn that into a, you know, Toon Review on tour. You know, and I'm thinking, God, it's like a clock in Susan's brain. It's constantly ticking. It's just constantly thinking of stuff to do, which is amazing. And by the way, Susan received a lovely message today, and I can't remember who it was from. It was through Facebook, and it was one of our subscribers. I wish I could remember his name, but he sent it to Susan and said, it's about time Paul married you, because it's clear. It's clear how much he loves you, and it's clear how great you are together. Something along them lines. What a wonderful thing to send. So thank you very much for that. It was a lovely thing to send, Susan. And of course, when she read it to us, she was all gooey. But it was just nice. And also a big shout out to John Farry, who works for John Farry Photography. He's working on doing a new background for me. For my recorded videos and the watch along. I'm hoping to get one studio for a background for my videos and one for the watch alongs, which obviously I will pass to you as well, Billy. Sorry?
I've got a question.
Yes.
So why do I keep doing that?
I don't know. It's like you're at school.
And anywho, so this studio that you're going to have like the picture made for the watch alongs, you're going to be like a regular sized person, aren't you?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Just checking.
Yeah. Basically, what I've done is I've sent John a couple
of screenshots. That's the way to do it.
I've sent John a couple of screenshots of Mark Goldbridge, his sort of setup, and just how he looks with the background. So he's, to be fair to John, he's already sent me a couple of screenshots, and it's absolutely, they look incredible already, but they're a long way. They're a long way from being finished, but they are looking absolutely superb. He's obviously looking at the 3D aspect of things like that. So a big shout out to John Farry, and of course John Farry Photography. I'll be giving them a lot more shout outs on the show, because that's only right that I should do that, is promote his business as well. So massive to him, and we'll hopefully get a logo from him in due course and get that sorted. Ancient Samumu says, good evening from the world of Moo. The rights of Moo are in full flow tonight. Come on the Toon. I love the way he tries to confuse Danielle, Billy, with all the sort of different the worlds of Moo Moo. But
I
Danielle,
mean, being honest, like I'm not tired. Anything could confuse us right now. So
I really wouldn't say that with some of our regular viewers. And
The final chapter. Poetic,
Yeah.
prophetic. When I
Yeah.
come, it calls for aesthetic. Yeah, that was KLF.
see, you could tell he's had plenty kip, can't you? Alan says, hi all. Next Palace, 3-0 to Newcastle, but cannot wait to play Liverpool at St James's. Mary says, animals included. Gary says, in January, we could maybe have a few jugglers, plate spinning, and a Mystic Meg.
Well, a juggler last
we
Sunday.
have a Mystic Meg.
Yeah,
Well,
but
juggler
we
last
get
Sunday.
enough of them with the in the nose, Danielle, to be fair.
Oh yeah, that's
You know, it's
true.
like we get Mystic Meg on various Twitter accounts every bloody transfer window, don't we? So I'm probably
Meg.
not into the Mystic Meg stuff, but you plate jugglers. I mean, Billy, are you
Last
For a
Sunday,
little
yeah.
bit of-
Well,
yeah, you-
Emerson will be well practiced in that.
absolutely, absolutely. Peter Bin says, good evening, Toon Review family. What a show you put on yesterday. Just loving you guys and gals. Thank you very much. Toon Dave says, evening, everyone. A fantastic effort yesterday to you all, including the unseen and unheard mods, Suzanne, and everyone connected. I love how the
Absolutely.
camel and antelope emojis are suddenly appearing on everybody's comments now as well. But there you go.
And
Don't
also,
forget, so
not
go
just
on.
people involved with the show, but other people. So, like the families that are in the background when we're kind of writing off our days
Absolutely,
to do
yeah.
stuff like that, and all the organisation and stuff like that. Big thank you to all of them as well, because without that, it wouldn't be
Absolutely.
possible.
I mean, Phoebe was up at Susan's all day yesterday, but Ben was here, and he was just good as gold. He was sat
course.
behind the green screen, just playing on his computer, just having the whale of a time. And yeah, I mean, he's good as gold anyway.
He's a diamond
and
anyway.
It was brilliant. By the way, guys, as usual, if you do enjoy the show tonight, please do hit the like button. It helps, as I keep saying, it helps YouTube understand what a blooming marvelous channel we are, and it moves us up the search results. And of course, if you're new to the channel, become one of our subscribers, become part of this Walton's family, if you like. It is fantastic to be part of, and help us get towards 15k now. That is the aim. We've had a load of subscribers again today, which has been brilliant. And yeah, onwards and upwards. And as usual, if you'd like to donate to the channel, you can hit the $sign at the bottom of the live comments, and that will take you through that way. So thank you in advance to anyone who will do that tonight. Tangy says we've got a 5-star manager in the making. Julie, we can get our players from the continent. Absolutely.
Julie. Yes, we
there is
can.
no way. Dan's singing the Isak song in the, I think it's ABBA, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me a striker from Sweden. He's our centre forward and he plays in attack. Yeah. I'm not doing the whole thing, though. My throat's hurting. Adam says, hi, Toon Review team. Hi, all. Good to see you all on this Friday night. And the man who makes women's knees go weak, Francisco. Hey, guys. Hope you're doing well after yesterday's marathon. We are, mate. I hope you're all well in Puerto Rico. But my God, the women were swooning after he'd been on, Billy.
Well, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, so I won't say anything.
Yeah, it's a bit early for that. But you know, hey, I mean, listen,
That's not like you, Billy.
I know,
No,
but I
but
just looked, I
listen.
just saw the clock on the bottom of the screen. Half an hour later, I might have gone for it, but not.
Yeah, but listen, Francisco can read me an audiobook anytime he wants, and I swear to God, he has that voice, you know, for that late night radio show, Danielle. You know, hello everybody, welcome to Midnight Music.
Like Midnight Caller. Do you remember
A
that?
bit like that, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
girl, when me and you go out together. you're
Well, he
the
doesn't
only
grow.
thing
No,
No,
he's
he's not
a
Barry
murderer.
White, is he? He's not Barry White.
He's not a friggin' murderer either, to be fair. Jed says, evening, guys. Excellent show yesterday. Really enjoyed it. Even the wife watched for 2 hours. Well, Mrs. Headley, thank you very much. Absolute pleasure. V says, Danielle, well said. Whatever you said. Jules in the house. Good evening, Julie. Mark says, tin hats on, lads and lasses. Toon Army on the march. Good evening, Rachel. All the mod squad are in tonight, I think. Good evening, Paul, Danielle, and Billy. Fantastic show yesterday. Billy, the singing up bloody marvelous voice from Belfast.
Thank you.
Paul Gallant, good evening. Hope you're well. Everybody's saying hello. Mark Lundwin says, I think having 14 years of nothing to report on deadline day may have helped.
Indeed.
Absolutely. It's not like we didn't have prior help with that, to be fair. But look, we did things a bit differently yesterday, getting different guests on. And obviously me and Billy, hosted the thing. We had like 15 minutes away. Billy literally swallowed a sandwich at one stage yesterday and was back within 5 minutes. So I think I counted that I was on live for around 10 hours and 38 minutes or something, and I think, Billy, you were about 10 hours 45. So incredible really. But when you're sitting with your mates, and it is just like sitting with your mates having a good laugh, isn't it? You kind of don't want it to end sometimes.
I think next time though we could really mix it up. We could have like a magazine deadline day show, and do like different sections. Oh, I'm excited already.
Hey, you get writing in your notebook, Danielle, for next
I
one.
will.
I'm sure you will. Sharon Botman, can they start? Yes, I believe they will start tomorrow, Billy.
Absolutely, 100%. 100%.
I mean, look, people are saying, it'll be a little unfair on Dan Burn and maybe Lascelles after the way he played. But look, it's clear that Botman and Cher are his number one partnership, Danielle.
And they're well rested also, aren't they, to be honest?
Yes, they are.
And Dan Burn needs a rest, I think. So, and Lascelles. I mean,
Lascelles, of course. I mean, he
played very well.
Yeah,
very well.
I mean, he got busted up at Tranmere, didn't he? And then obviously, he took a bang to the head. He took a bang to the leg. I mean, he's busted up as well. But credit to them. I think they're all starting to sort of take a bit out of Cher's book, aren't they? Just battle on. Absolute warriors. Nick Pope has become a member.
Fantastic. Maybe he wants to play Pope or no Pope.
I was just thinking that.
I don't know. But he's. I don't know who that is, whether it's the Nick Pope. I don't know. But thank you very much for becoming a member and welcome to the Members Club. Peter says, way to go, Danielle. You tell him the top six will rue the day they messed with the Toon. Michael says, Paul, it's a baby. Ian says, Eddie basically told the rest of the Premier League to go and take the faces for a shite. Yeah, he did, and I think
pretty much
it's brilliant. It really is. It's incredible to have a manager say that. To almost quote Bilbo in The Hobbit, the Geordies are coming. The Geordies are coming. David says, great show yesterday, and we nearly got to see Susan. Is she the new Mrs. Mainwaring?
Mannering. Dad's Army. We never saw Captain Mannering's wife.
No, I'm a bit too young for Dad's Army, I'm afraid.
What?
Get out of here.
I am.
Shut up.
No.
I used to watch Dad's Army. I know Dad's Army, and I'm younger than you.
The only thing I know about Dad's Army is the music. Oh, do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler? That's the only thing I know. I never watched it.
Stupid boy.
Dear God.
That's Captain Mannering.
It got me a little bit scared there, Billy. Paul says from Howe spoke, one or both Bruno and Maxi could be on the bench. Good evening, Toon Review family. 3-0 tomorrow. Isak to score a couple. Jason says, remember, that was City's and Liverpool's best ever teams. And we've only just started. Exactly.
And that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it.
Yeah.
So if this is what we can do now, imagine what we can do going forward in terms of when we've got more depth in my squad.
Absolutely.
We just have to keep Eddie Howe at all costs.
You know what the best bit of it is? Eddie Howe doesn't have to make any team talks now. Just goes in and tells them. It's just against the world. Go out there and show them who's boss.
Or he just goes and sticks a news article on the notice board about slagging us off again.
Not that we needed him to be improved in any way with his team talks. So far, he's been fantastic at it. Obviously, with the result.
Well, yeah, it's interesting though, Billy. Obviously the last couple of watch-alongs I've done with Wolves and Liverpool, seeing the chat before we started. It was very much when the teams were announced. It was very much like last season, going back to Bruce Ball, and everybody a little disappointed with the team, thinking, "Oh, we're not going to." But when the game starts, it's just a total different Newcastle United, because that's what it is now. It is a very different Newcastle United. We're not used to seeing these players go out there and put performances like they've done at Wolves and at Liverpool when the backs have been against the wall and we're missing our best players.
Because they're feeling appreciated and they're feeling invested. And that's what everything Bruce couldn't do. So
But
he
another
had no
thing
more...
Bruce couldn't do, Danielle, is he couldn't get them. Like Joe Willock said in that interview before the Liverpool game, is they want to die for this badge.
That's what
They
I mean.
want to put their bodies on the line week in, week out.
Mhm.
And because they're doing that, whether they win or lose, they will be appreciated from the fans. That's all we've ever wanted, is a team that tries.
And that's because Steve Bruce wasn't prepared to die for the badge himself, whereas I believe Eddie Howe is.
Yeah. He's invested in the club as Eddie Howe.
100%,
He's very
100%.
invested. And, to a certain degree, Rafa was invested in the club as well. Obviously, Sir Bobby was, Kevin Keegan was. and those are the managers that have had relative success because they've been invested in the club. They've understood the fans. They've understood the way the club works. And they want to go out there, and now it's passed over to the players. And you get all these idiots from other teams saying, "Oh, just because you're the richest club in the world and everything and all that." But all we've wanted as fans for years and years and years is to see teams wearing that shirt and playing for that badge and putting the bodies on the line for the badge. And no matter what the result, we'll still support them because we're seeing that on the pitch now.
Of course,
and that was evident at Anfield on Wednesday night.
100%.
We lost a last-minute goal. But the fans, when the players went over, were incredible. There was no deflation. There was just incredible appreciation for those players. And that will resound back into the dressing room. And that's the players will then think, wow, these guys, these fans love us, but we've got to put it in. If we put it in, we'll get it back from the fans. And that's exactly what is happening. Now, Stiff Gatus is looking forward to seeing Isak tomorrow in his first game at St. James's. If he scores tomorrow, it'll be absolute limbs. It will be.
I've got some breaking news. I've got some breaking news, Paul.
Hang on, Billy. Breaking news with Billy Bob Coleman.
The striker we were linked with a lot through the window, Armando Broja, has signed a 6-year contract at Chelsea. So whether that's about increasing his value or what, I don't know, because he's not going to play much, let's be honest.
Wow.
But that's the breaking news. 6 years.
I think that's covering the backs to get a transfer fee in the future. It has to be.
100%.
Absolutely. Aaron says, so do you think the rest of the Premier teams have agreed not to deal with us? I wouldn't be surprised, Aaron, which is why a lot of people on social media today were mentioning about, obviously, the Manchester United deal with Dubravka and all of that. And if we're getting treated like that, then why are we dealing with others? But listen, Eddie doesn't want an unhappy player in the dressing room. It's as simple as that.
And I think that comes first, doesn't it?
Before anything. It really
I think if
does.
you start forcing players into staying and, you lose that impact that you've had in the dressing room and people start to become unsettled. So I think we just have to be the bigger person, if you like, in terms of doing what's best for our players.
Absolutely.
And then just kill them on the pitch.
Dangling Dave says, who's already got Isak in their dream fantasy
Me.
team? No, Billy?
I'm going to have a look later, see if I can squeeze him in, because I've got Pope, Botman and Bruno. So I might...
Listen, I revamped my team today and I lost 20 points.
You lost 20 points?
I did.
I'll be minus.
Yeah, I went from around 221st place to 260 odd. But it's worth it to get Isak in the team. I've revamped my team. I've got some wonderful players in there. I've taken Mo Salah out, right? Because I don't think Mo Salah
basically he's going to come into form this weekend. And now that you've done that,
absolutely. So if you haven't got Mo Salah in your fantasy team, you've got till 11 o'clock tomorrow morning to do that. You get him in. But I've swapped him for Raheem Sterling because I think Sterling now is going to come good at Chelsea and get plenty points. Who else did I put in? Odegaard. He's gone in. So a couple of little changes, but I've now got Isak, Haaland, and Mitro up front as my strikers.
I have. That's what I've got.
Wow. Well, I took Jesus out because I just think the way the season started, I think Mitrovic is the one to put in because he's doing it, isn't he? So we'll see how it develops, but we will have a fantasy football show this week for you. So I'm looking forward to that because then we can go and look at different teams and who's where, and Billy can show us how fantastic he's doing at the bottom of the table.
It's a taken part, Billy. It's a taken part.
Absolutely, it is. But it's funny because the first time we did the fantasy show a couple of weeks ago,
I was the fucking expert. Supposedly.
Billy was the expert.
Do you know what? Even Scott Parker rang up and took the piss out of me yesterday. Steve Bruce will be next.
Yeah. It was incredible having Billy as the as the sort of expert on it, and he's near the bottom of the league. So there you go. Anyway, Diane Steele, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Welcome to Members Club, Diane. I'm not sure whether that's a renewal or, but thank you. And we've also got a fantastic $44.99 super chat in from Zishan.
Wow.
Who is a regular donator to the channel. He's fantastic. He says, hello, peeps. Sorry I couldn't contribute yesterday. I'm a lorry driver, so couldn't use my phone, but was listening all day, and you all did a fantastic job. I don't know it's too late, but with this contribution, could you give 70% of the two charities? Absolutely, mate, I will. Yeah, look, I think there's a cut-off of the 10th of September or something before it gets sent or sent to YouTube to work out. So I will do that. No problem at all, Zishan. Thank you so much for your kindness there. We've also got a £4.49 in from David Smith. He says, I've had to pay for this, but our presenter doesn't know Life of Brian, Young Frankenstein, and now Dad's Army. Could somebody give him the videos?
Indeed. Oh, just go on YouTube?
Yes, but it's not like I didn't know about Dad's Army. I just didn't find it funny.
I think but that's not what you said. You said,
I didn't watch. I
I'm
watched
too
it a
young
couple of
for
times,
Dad's
and I didn't get into it, so I didn't watch it. But you can never not know what even if you haven't ever seen it. See, Billy, you're just scaring me. It's like one of those that you don't have to watch it, but you know what the theme tune is. And we should have a quiz like that on Deadline Day as well. Guess the theme,
yes.
name that tune. A little half an hour of name that tune as well.
We'll have to sing them, otherwise we get done for copyright, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can sing it.
That's better, actually. It's going to be better.
Yeah, we could do that. Where you get given a song and then you have to do it. And
she's off. You see, her brain ticks over like Susan's. Honestly, get them two together. And it's hell. Honestly, but you know what it is? We may do a Christmas special or something like that. Just a bit of happiness and Christmassy times, as they say. George says Ferguson used the siege mentality for years. Eddie is one cool dude. I think he will be at the Toon for years and years. Absolutely. P-Law Keith says, have you seen the tweet regarding Mark Halsey confirming that they were told to give certain amount of corners and bookings? The Premier League is rife with spot fixing and bias towards certain clubs. No shit. Yes, I agree with that. Tomo Carameloko, good evening.
I'm just reminded Mike Halsey of my interview with him.
That's not. I don't know what Tomo's looking for on this channel, but I don't think you'll find it on here, mate.
Are you chippers in disguise?
It could well be. Ian says, we proved we can go toe-to-toe with the top 4 team away without 5 key players. Eddie playing mind games, and I love it. George says, I'm finding it hard to pick my favourite player at the moment. So many players flying. Indeed. Yeah, Joe Layton's up there for me, though. He really is.
Oh, big Joe all the way.
Doug says, agreed, Danielle. I would hate to play Howe at Snap. Yeah, even Snap, you wouldn't know what he's doing. No. Francisco, thank you for your $5, matey. You smooth gentleman. Hey, Paul, I just sent you guys something through email. Hope you have fun with it. Thanks for making me smile every time I listen to your show.
Oh. That's what you make people on our show do when you're on it, mate.
Oh, he sent an audio file.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I don't know what that might be. I'm downloading it, though.
You're going to put it on?
You want me to put it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just know anything untoward. But...
Well, I would hope not. No, he's not going to send something to me going, hey, Paul.
I would love it if he did, though.
You're a baby, aren't you?
Hey, baby Paul, how about you lower them shorts for me right now?
All right, you've gone too far
now. Okay.
You make my face, Susan.
Billy, you need help. Genuinely need help. Oh, it's only 10 seconds long. But I do need to convert it to MP4. So if you bear with me, I'll do that. It only takes 2 seconds, as we know from yesterday's videos. And then I've got some stats about Palace. About Newcastle and Palace. Like I always do, I always put together this little thing now for our preview games and stuff like that. So it's oh God Almighty! Oh guys, this is good. I've literally just heard one word, and it was. Did you hear it or not?
Nah.
Oh, it just went welcome. I mean, I've got goosebumps. Just name that. File a name. Save it to there. No, why is it not letting me do? What's happened here? Why is it not letting me do it? It's not letting me do it, guys.
MP4's a video file, isn't it? So is it MP3 you wanted?
No, MP3 won't work within StreamYard. That's the problem.
I'll just listen to it and then tell me what I said.
Right. Okay. I'll do that. I'll turn the mic towards the. Yeah, that's what I'll do. 2 seconds. I'll turn the mic towards the computer and hit the volume up. You ready for this, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we?
Look at little Elsie. She's so cute, man.
Oh no. What you doing? I can't look.
Just cocking a leg.
Yeah.
Female dogs don't cock the legs, Billy.
I
You daft
know.
it. Right, here we go.
Welcome to the Toon Review. We are on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
There'll be a few
It's
soggy
too mad.
saddlebags around the viewers tonight.
Oh, Billy!
Oh, Billy. Well, I knew it wouldn't last very long. Like,
No, I couldn't.
obviously, no.
I couldn't
Wow.
help myself.
Francisco, thank you very much. That is just like the midnight
Awesome.
caller. He's right here. He's right here.
The
That is
midnight
incredible.
caller.
Samsonite says, okay, Crystal Palace, tough game, but if we can shut down Anderson, there'll be a lot more manager Zaha. Well, we can't shut him down for 90 minutes, but we just have to handle it when it matters. Carlos says, hi all. Got here, been building a new log shed.
You ain't in York, are you, mate?
Forward, do business in Europe. Forget about Premier League.
Exactly.
Stiff Gate, this is Howe has a humble, understated exterior, but you can clearly tell there's an inner confidence resolve. He is an alpha, exactly the mentality we need in our manager. 100%. Right,
Yes.
a few little stats on Crystal Palace against Newcastle. Now, head-to-head, now remember this head-to-head includes the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the league. Newcastle have won 29, Palace have won 12, and there's been 10 draws. So they haven't played each other a lot over history. What's that? 39, 49, 51 times. They've only met 51 times in history, which is bizarre. Now, last season at home, of course, it was Newcastle 1, Palace 0, with the goal of the month from Miggy. Of course, beautiful ball by Bruno down the right-hand side. Miggy cutting in on his left and curling an absolute beaut into the top corner. Now, Premier League head-to-head, they have played 22 times in the Premier League, Newcastle and Palace. Newcastle have won 11. Palace have won 5, and there's been 6 draws. So head-to-head, we lead the way. Now, the last Palace win at St. James's Park came on the 2nd of February, 2021, when they beat us 2-1. With, of course, Steve Bruce as manager. And the team for that day was absolutely shambolic.
The game after the Everton game, wasn't it, when we played so well? Thought we were on a roll and then cocked the ball.
Yeah, he kept Maxi on the bench. We were all over the shop, basically, that game. We did score after 71 seconds, to be fair.
Shelvey?
It was Shelvey, yeah. And then all of a sudden it went arse over tit. So it's, you know, I think we can be relatively confident given the stats that we've just heard there. V says it's not hard to be wowed by Howe's intelligence and class and understanding of the club after what we've had for so long. Imran's going 3-1 to Newcastle. Trull says we've gone toe-to-toe with Liverpool and City with the giant has awoken with some camel emojis. No, it's not. It's giraffe emojis.
It's a baby.
I keep calling giraffes camels. I don't know why. I really don't know why. C Stock says Eddie has this little smirk he has during his press conferences. He knows he's given no hints, and it drives people crazy. He enjoys keeping people on their toes.
He does.
Yes, I really do think that. Seattle Geordie, thank you for your $5 super chat. Lots of love from Seattle. I am wondering how Dr. Doolittle, Paul, is doing today. Great show yesterday. I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm tired, but I'm okay. But that's expected when you put a big day's shift in. Imran loves Eddie Howe. Julie says, I think those calls Eddie's been making to King Kev have been learning about managing his club. Do you think that's actually happened, Danielle? Has he had many conversations with Kev, do you think?
I'm not sure if he has had loads of conversations. He's probably had a conversation with him. I think Kevin Keegan's very conscious that he wants to come kind of in at the right time, maybe. He doesn't, and I don't think Eddie Howe needs to be told about how to kind of, manage his club or motivate his players. I think he does a brilliant job of that himself. But absolutely, I think he would have had some contact with him, of course, and that would have given him some kind of insight in terms of the kind of presentation that the players had about Newcastle and their history. Kevin Keegan would probably have had some part in that in terms of, his massive role that he played back in the day.
Yeah.
Foxy's
also there, just suggesting that we don't just write off Crystal Palace. Of course not.
Oh yeah.
We know that they're up for it. So there you have it. Susan sent me a text here, and I don't know what it says.
Oh,
it was
God.
it was about that guy who was after some Indian women for cocktails. I'm staggered by that. I really am. It's a little bit worrying.
Things with Palace, though, I mean, with Patrick Vieira's manager, they're not going to be a soft touch at all.
No.
And I think he'll be after a bit of revenge after what happened to last season. I think he's that kind of manager that don't take things like that lying down. It's not going to be easy at all.
Of course.
Absolutely.
And he's on telly now. He's on telly now. So look up telly. He's on.
There you go. Andy Magpie Watson says, good to see you all going at it again. Ian says, I bet you woke up feeling like you had been licked by a giraffe. Not really. Not really. Do you have a total of how much you raised for charity? Not 100% total, but it is, I mean, I reckon probably around 400 for each charity at least. But we'll do that once I know how much YouTube are taking off me for their fees. Len Butler says, I was with you guys pretty much all day yesterday. You were all awesome. Troll says, back to the bat room, isn't it? It is, mate. That's exactly what it is. Frau says, hello, everyone. Hope you're over the pool game. We're getting there. I think after tomorrow's game, we'll be well over it. It'll be like just a new dawn. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. Tom says, highlight of yesterday, Paul being bitten by an antelope and slobbered on by a giraffe. Tom, if that made your day, matey, I am proud to give you that laugh. Doug says, I'm used to the granny naps, Paul. Yeah.
I had one this afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm totally regretting not having one, to be honest.
Oh, even after getting up at 5:12, I still had one.
Up the A1, thank you for your £5 super chat. Hi, Paul. Dropped a message in chat about meeting you tomorrow before the match for the shirt. Can this go towards your charities? Of course it can, mate. No problem at all. Yeah, that's fine. I believe I'm taking 2 shirts now. One for Ian and obviously up the A1 family as well. So I'll just shove them in the bag. No problem at all. Forever On says, hello, Sir Paul. Hello to the beautiful Danielle, and hello to my boy Billy Butcher.
It's a bit of a fucking come down from Sir and beautiful, isn't it?
I'm sorry, Billy. Well, I'm not actually after your behaviour last night. Is the game on TV? No. So you can watch it you can listen to Billy's commentary tomorrow, live, of course, from 2:30 on this channel. Half an hour, Billy he starts at 2:30 with half an hour's build up to the match, going through the team news, etc., and your thoughts on the teams and stuff. And then from 3 o'clock, unbiased live commentary with Billy Bob Coleman all the way through to 90 minutes.
I wonder if there'll be a song tomorrow.
A song?
Yeah, like Billy sometimes sings.
Does
he?
Any celebrations, like when we played Nottingham Forest, and he did his Robin Hood, you're no good. Robin Hood.
Yeah.
That was a highlight for me. Highlight.
Salty McGuigan says, thank you for an excellent deadline day, guys. You did amazing. Tangy says, Miggy loves scoring against Palace. Hopefully he'll score tomorrow. Yeah, you'd have to fancy him. Klopp is apparently in hospital after eating his own face.
Oh, well.
Bill says, is there a clear view of VAR for offsides? Bill, that would be a no. The word clear and VAR don't go in the same sentence. They don't belong in the same sentence because it's been an absolute shock and shambles, to be honest. And I believe the same VAR referee is on VAR tomorrow that was at the Liverpool game.
Have it. Oh,
Ray Charles.
Yeah, Ray Charles. Yeah. I can't remember who it is now. I just see a referee's name now, and I just put my head down and think, oh, shit, here we go again. But never mind. Liam B says, hi, Toon Review. Glad to catch live. I'm a Scouser and have supported the Toon for 28 years. I was watching the Liverpool game with a mate. He was complaining about time wasting. Asked him a simple question. When a player comes off the bench, do you ever go, for fuck's sake, couldn't answer? Told him that's what we do when players like Murphy come on. We have to do what we have to do for now. The rise is beginning. Yep. Well, you could have questioned him about what the hell Henderson was doing, because his substitution took a lot longer than any of our injuries or subs that we made. Unbelievable. Trull says if you removed Klopp's teeth, he would collapse. Ross says, looking forward to tomorrow's game. Hope Isak bangs in a hat-trick. We'll be watching Bury against North Shields beforehand, so hope it's a good day on Tyneside. It's great to see Bury back. It is. I mean, I know the way down the leagues, but it is absolutely fantastic to see Bury back. And I believe the fans have actually got the stadium back as well, which is Gig Lane. So amazing, I think that's fantastic because I remember watching I think Sam on Footy Adventures. He went down to have a look. It was on YouTube. Have a look at the old Gig Lane Stadium. It was falling to bits. Nobody had been in it since it was shut down, but it's getting back to normality again, which is nice, and it'd be nice to see Bury getting back up the leagues.
I've got a bit of a thing. I've got a bit of a thing about that. You know, Gary Neville did all the thing with Salford. Yeah, his dad had a stand at Bury named after him. Why didn't he buy Bury and do with them? It's
a good point. Certainly, the money was there. Yeah, it's awful what happened to Bury because nobody stepped in. And you know, given where Bury is located, very close to the two Manchester clubs. The money they've got, surely they could have sorted something out and not let them go out of business like that, because Bury is one of those community clubs by all accounts, and certainly by what I've read up about Bury and things like that, and certainly watching Sam on Footy Adventures, you know, it seems like a real community club, you know, with 3,000-4,000 fans, sometimes a lot more than that. So I do hope they come back. I really do. Soli says, I'm late. This sucks. Was busy on SBC on FIFA for Sterling. Hope you're all well. And again, what a shift from everyone yesterday. Thank you very much. Julie J says, Adam P mentioned the motorcycle incident. Hooligans drugged up riding motorcycles. Yeah, absolutely. Paul was live from the West Wing last night. Yeah, I was. This is the East Wing, and this is still under development. So, in fact, I'm just going to give Elsie the East Wing, and I'll just keep the West. V says, keyboard teeth can do one. I used to like Liverpool, but I think they've all been around Klopp so long now, the fans still complain even though they win.
I know. What's that about?
Yeah. Holy crap, that video had me rolling last night. Julie, thanks for the emoji. Gary, thank you very much. Up the A1 says, hi Paul, just think we're actually in town tomorrow to save your postage. Can we meet you in the normal place? Yep, that's fine. No problem at all. Jules says, licked me face, Susan. Yeah, it did lick me face. And I had nobody to cry about it to but Susan, who, of course, was very sympathetic, as you could hear on the video, dying with laughter. Caboose says, yesterday was well worth the 12 hours of waiting for the club to sign someone to see these two beautiful animal videos. Yeah. John's back door is people having a good laugh at it again. Jason says, was that your hand feeding Klopp through the car window, Paul? Yes.
He would have had hand left to be catching up now.
Well, yeah. I mean, good. Alan says, Eddie the Great. Klopp the shit needs banning for a year. Mary says, my brother is a total legend. He is. Soli just doesn't get old. It doesn't. No. Paul, you're a gem. Thanks, V. Andrew says, in all of my years of experiencing the Liverpool versus Newcastle match, have I ever seen so much ill will towards the two teams? It shows how much they fear what's coming. NUFC dominance to come. Absolutely. Is Stato on his 3-hour lunch break again? Well, he said he'd be here at that bus, but listen, he didn't realise we were going live at 7. He'd forgotten that we'd all agreed on 7 o'clock tonight, but it's just a one-off for 7, when obviously our shows normally start at 8. So, as I say, this is just a one-off. Imran says, love that, Paul. You're a true dad. Thank you very much. I take pride in being a good dad. That's something that I really do take pride in. This is the content I'm here for. Up the Toon Review. Robert says it licked my face, Susan. I think January window will be very different. I think we'll go on a lot harder next time. Do you think that's going to be the case, Billy? Do you think obviously the window opens literally a week after the World Cup finishes, doesn't it? So is it going to be one of these where, we might be holding off for a couple of starlets from the World Cup that we're going to have an eye on?
I think it depends where we are on the table and what we need to do. If we're pushing for European place, we might strengthen to try and get into that European place.
Yeah.
But I think the price will be vastly inflated because of the World Cup. So it could go one of two ways, couldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Can you put a lottery draw on? I'm bound to win eventually, the look I have on here.
Right, good point.
Ancient says, favourite football game from the past is mine was Sabutio. Well, mine was always Football Manager on the computer. In fact, it never used to be called. It was Championship Manager when it first kicked off, wasn't it? And you got the little cassette tapes that went in to load the game.
Canny.
I used to love it. I was
Super
on there
Striker
for hours as a kid.
Super Striker was good. It was like Sabutio, but you pressed the head, the leg come out. But you only got two teams. One was United, and the other was Manchester United. So Newcastle v Manchester United, black and white stripes against red. Yeah.
So you pushed the head and the leg came out. Where have I heard that before? Anyway, let's move on. Zishan, thank you for another $8.99, my friend. Going off topic here, but Danielle, don't ever give boneless chicken to your cat.
Right.
I did once to my cat, and the next day I had 4 other cats waiting outside my house.
Yeah, no. I don't. No more cats.
All right, lads and lasses, it's John from the John Ferry Photography. I hope you know, John, I gave you a big shout out about 20 minutes ago, matey, just talking about the backgrounds that you're making for me. Hopefully one for just the recorded videos and a separate and a different one for the watch-alongs. I'm looking for 2, but I've got me trust in John. From what I've seen so far, it looks fantastic, but obviously no any of the finished articles yet. But John, he's got a talent there, I'm telling you. So, and also, hopefully, we'll get John's business shout out a lot more for John Farry's photography, and we'll get his logo and everything off him, and we'll give him regular shout outs on the show. George says, "Reach for the stars, Paul."
There's a song somewhere.
Stiff Gator says, "Shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars." Good things happen to good people. The Toon Review team, thank you. Alan says, "Do the fish lick your face, Paul?" Well, given that fish don't have tongues, no. And why would I put my face in that?
And they've got massive teeth, your fish.
Yes, and they'd bite me. Well, then again, the antelope friggin' boat. Do you know what? If I could have got a hold of that antelope, I would have dragged it. I would have held me hand outside the window, dragged it all the way to the lion section, and just threw it.
Oh no, you wouldn't. Shut up.
I would have. You wouldn't. If it drew blood on me, I would have had it. And then I would have kept the rest for a nice barbecue. Matthew says, hopefully the result on Wednesday doesn't affect the players' confidence. I fancy Isak to get another goal. Where's the game going to be won tomorrow, Billy, do you think, against Palace? Because, like we've already said, Palace are a very, very well set up team. And Vieira's got them playing a lot differently to how maybe Roy Hodgson had them playing. Of course, Zaha's found a bit of form. They've got Eze as well. He's a good player. And like you mentioned before, they've got some good defenders as well. So it's not the straightforward game that we think it might be.
Yeah, they've got a lot of pace up front, trickery with the Zaha. If you get the Zaha that not concentrate on the game and just wants to complain to the ref all game, all good for us. But if he's concentrating on the game, he's a real tough cookie to kind of keep out.
Yeah.
They've also got, like say, Eze, they've got Elise that can do it, Edouard. They've got a lot of talent up front. But it's the middle of the park, though. If you can stop the service to them and keep serving our players, like Isak, so Maximan if he plays, obviously, and Miggy, it'll be in the middle of the park, it's won. And I believe if we can get our full strength middle of the park, midfielders out, then I think we'll kind of beat them in that, because they've got some young legs in there, but also some old ones. If Milivojevic plays, people like that. Yeah, I think our legs will be far more than theirs.
Yeah, John says about me looking normal size on the background. Danielle, he says, "Nah, he's going to look 2 foot 1 inch sitting on the desk getting eaten by a giraffe."
Class, sounds good to me.
I thought he was a decent guy a minute ago. George says, "Late again. We'll go back to the start so I don't miss anything. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the match, George." And if Isak scores, I'll spin you around like a one of those
Record
little,
baby.
that's
Record
right, Billy,
baby.
thank you.
Right,
Yeah,
round.
yeah. Mike says, I saw a video online from the giraffes of View. It's caught saying, look, this strange thing wants to feed me. Begins eating. Feck, I licked it. Feck, I licked. What have I licked? Feck. I'm sure it didn't think that at all because all it slavers down my car door. Oh, my Billy's Dalek voice. Yeah, it was a bit scary. Francisco says, hey, guys, it is truly amazing seeing the growth of the channel and where you are headed. If I could, I'd advise you only one thing. Take your time. We will be here to support you. Exactly. Well, there's no rush from our side. We just go with the flow, Francisco. And when we get there, my man. Brian says, evening, Paul, Billy, and Danielle. Great show last night. You all did amazing. Just wondering, Paul and Billy, have you seen the video I sent you both on Insta? Because it's gone viral.
Yeah, I saw it,
no,
yeah.
I haven't.
Is it the Sam Fender one? Below the saxophonist in the
stand.
stand.
in the crowd. Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah. Julie J says Mark Goldbridge has done all right for himself. So has Thogden. Yeah, they have, and their football channels. But we'll see where we go. Jock says, John, just don't forget the spider in the corner for Paul. Why are people so mean to me?
Or bat.
John, no, you will not be putting a spider in there. Spudley says, I can't believe I want Liverpool to lose against Everton. Klopp was crying all game till they scored. Yeah, it's the one game I want Everton to win. Solly says, my missus was in the background, Danielle, and she said, I'm obsessed. Julie says, as much as I hate the Skip Rats, I can't wish them to win, so I'm going for a 0-0 draw. James says, Isak will get a hat-trick on Saturday. It's a big game for him, isn't it, Danielle? It's huge because, you know, he will have seen videos and stuff like that from Newcastle United many times. And, you know, I'm sure it's been played to him when we were doing negotiations for him that this is what it's like. This is what you're going to play in front of.
Absolutely. And I think he already knows that. I think he knows what comes from St. James's. I think he would have seen it, like you say. It's all over the internet for everyone to see what it's all about. He's been speaking regularly to Alan Shearer, apparently. And been in regular contact with him. So I think honestly, I think come 3 o'clock tomorrow, he'll be lifted completely. And I wouldn't bet against him getting at least a brace.
I wonder if War Flags will have anything for him, special for him, like a welcome.
Interesting. I haven't heard anything, but you know, might not have been enough time to get them sorted, but we'll see. Colin says, started to watch the channel a couple of weeks ago, and I'm loving it. Thank you, Colin. Mike 4B, welcome to Members Club. Thank you for your new membership as well. Welcome to the family, my friend. Right, it is that time to pick our lineups. Now, Billy, you can go first. But Toon Review, Mrs. Toon Review is here. Susan! Right, Billy, take it away, my man. Who is your starting 11 for tomorrow?
Right, this is obviously a guess because we don't know what's going with the injuries, but I will go with Pope in goal, Trippier, the right back, Target at left back, Botman and Shaw centre back. Yeah, I think Bruno will play because I think he's had a little bit more time than what Maxey's had. He did his on the Wednesday, and it didn't seem that kind of urgent when he did it. So him at CDM, Joe Linton and Willock in front of him, Miggy on the right, Isak through the middle. Anderson on the left.
Anderson, big call.
I think I agree because I think he was talking about it today, wasn't he? Saying that he's banging the door down to get a start.
Yep, literally banging the door down. I saw the doorman going in to fix his door today. Right, Danielle, we'll come to your prediction in a minute, Billy. What's your team, Danielle?
I can't think. Right, Pope, Target, Shaw, Botman. Hold on, let me start again. I'm tired. Pope, Trippier, Shaw, Botman, Target. I think midfield. I think it'll be the same midfield as played Liverpool. I don't think Bruno's going to be fit or will start. I think he maybe be on the bench, but I don't think he'll start. And I think it'll be Miggy, Isak, and Anderson, I'm going to say as well.
Interesting. Roy's in the house, the king of Qatar. Greetings. My bum still hurts from last night. Jesus. Ahmed, thank you very much for your £5 super chat. Started my fitness journey biking 8 miles per day, and having your streams through my AirPods while I'm biking makes the journeys more exciting. Thank you very much. What the hell? John says, Billy had a shave. Welcome back, Danielle, and hello to the best Toon match day commentator. Thank you very much. Right. My starting lineup is Nick Pope, the right back of Mr. Trippier, left back, Mr. Target. Our 2 centre-backs of absolute brick shithouses, Fabian Schär and Sven of the Botman. Now, into midfield, I think it is going to be Joelinton, Willock, Bruno. I'm with Billy. I think one of them's going to play tomorrow, and I have a feeling it's going to be Bruno. Because
Right, very well be right.
Bruno put a photo out today of him belting, exercising on the bike and stuff like that. So if he had any sort of groin strain, you can't do that.
For me, it's just Eddie Howe, man. He gets inside my head. He's playing mind games with me. Never mind anyone else.
Everybody. And the front 3, I will go the same as you guys. I think it'll be Miggy, Isak, and Elliot Anderson. And I'm hoping it's Anderson because I can't wait to see how he links up with Isak.
Definitely.
You know, and the little 1-2s that Isak plays with Joelinton as well. And if Bruno plays, sweet cherry aid, it's going to be incredible. Right. Billy Bob Coleman, a score prediction, my man.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game. I really do. I think it's going to be hard, but I'll take us to win. And I think we'll win by a score of 2-0.
2-0. And who's going to get your 2 goals?
I think Isak will score both.
Wow, there you go. There you go. Dean says Shuley Anderson is a runaway choice over Murphy. Yes.
Fraser on that side.
Yeah, I don't think nah. Stu again saying do a few more hours. Are you trying to kill us, Stu? Are you really trying to kill us? Jesus Christ. Anyway, Danielle.
I'm going to go Newcastle 3, Crystal Palace 1.
3-1. Interesting. So you think we're going to concede a goal? Okay.
I think we will. I think Isak will score. I think Miggy will score. And I think Elliot Anderson will score.
Good. Right. I'm going 4-0. Isak, hat-trick, and Anderson.
Oof.
Wow. I can't wait to commentate on this game now.
Yeah, listen, it's going to be a cracker either way, you know. But look, I don't think any of us have been right so far this season on any of the predictions that we've given, which is incredible because we're now, 5 games in and we still haven't got one prediction right between the 4 of us. So I don't know. Steve's going with a 5-1 with Isak, a hat-trick, Miggy, and Botman. Danielle read my mind. She's Mystic Meg. John Woodmaster's going with a 5-1 win. Stu's going with a 4-0 win as well. Sean says that Bruno was only out because he had a bruised knacker. Interesting. Jules is going 3-0. Jim Pov 2-0. Roy Caviani 2-0 with Isak and Trippier scoring. Paul Taylor's going 4-0. There's a lot of confident Newcastle fans in here tonight, and I think only
until the team sheet comes out tomorrow.
Oh, and that'd be all hell. It'd be all doom and gloom for half an hour, and then we'll kick off, and it'll be, happy days again.
Thing is, though, in the previous managers, even, and I'm going to say Rafa is one of them as well, and Pardew. This is the kind of game where we'd have maybe just had the 2 results we've had, but we'd have fallen out in this game and lost this one.
Yeah. Andrew makes a good point, saying depends on the bent officials. Of course. Yeah. George Davids is going with 3-0. Kieran 1-0 with Isak to score. Paul Tully's going 5-0 to the Toon. Lars is going 6-0. 4 from Isak. Then 2 hat-tricks the next 2 matches to break Haaland's new record. Francisco says, Paul, when you have a chance, check the email again. Some info for you. I will, my man. Johnny Ola says 2-1 with a 98th minute winner. Jed says 2-0. Foxy's going 1-0 with a Willock goal. Dean says 2-0 with Isak and Almiron. Mr. Popular says 3-0, 2 from Isak and 1 from Maxi, who he thinks Maxi's going to play. Jackie says 3-0, Isak, Miggy, and Trippier. AJ's going 5-1. Isak will get 2 of them. Norvik's going 6-0. Isak 3, Trippier, Miggy, and Anderson. Go Linton says 3-1 with Trips, Isak, and Joe Linton. Dublin Magpies says 9-0. Okay. So everyone's pretty certain that Isak's going to score tomorrow. That's what
I have another tip for tomorrow or Sunday. I think Liverpool will beat Everton 1-0 with the last kick of the game in the 82nd minute.
I just got what you said there. Last kick of the game in the 82nd minute. Yeah. Paul Gullick says 4-1, 3 from Isak, 1 from Bruno. Charlie K says 4-1 with Miggy, Anderson, and 2 from Isak. Amir says 6-0, Isak with all of them. NSWNJE says 3-1. 4-2 says I like coffee. Isak brace with Miggy and Fraser as a sub. 1-0 says Neil Johnson. Zaha own goal. That'd be interesting. Christopher says Palace will win in stoppage time if Mariner is the ref. Well, he's not the ref. And I don't think it would have been good for his safety to put him as referee tomorrow. Paul, please go on Sky and do commentary, please. Can't take those dead biased one-sided Liverpool and City fans. Billy, I think me and you should just go right to Sky and say, look, you've got 2 commentators here who, yes, sometimes we do let our language get fruity, so you will need somebody with a red button. But, it's just that way.
Vibrating my finger after I've been on it.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I don't think anybody will have heard, tickle my tonsils with a lion bar on Sky before, will they?
No.
Absolutely not. Or, something about a nun's vagina or nun's knickers or whatever it is I come out with. I just don't know. Ross says 3-1 with an Isak hat-trick. Foxy's going Everton 1, Liverpool 0. Pitch invasion. Klopp gets season ban for biting a fan.
Probably get a 2-game ban.
Yeah.
I'll probably.
Yeah. JT Dunk says 2-0 to Toon with Miggy and Isak to score. So, listen, everybody is confident of 3 points tomorrow, and that is the main thing. Hopefully, we will get it. That is the main thing. Now, don't forget tomorrow, Billy Bob Coleman will be with you for the commentary. I will be doing the usual match day vlogs and stuff and getting as many people on camera as I can, and that'll be up sometime over the weekend, of course. The review show, I'm not sure yet. It may be tomorrow night, it may be Sunday night, but we will bring it to you over the weekend. Rachel says, stab me in the face with a bull's penis is a class one, Paul. Why do I say these things? What, more to the point, how do they even get in my head?
Well,
I just don't know. I'm not sure. So do keep an eye out over the channel over the weekend, guys. Lots to come up. Obviously, the fan vlogs and things like that from the game. We'll have the review at some point. Billy's commentary, of course, 2:30 tomorrow, half an hour build up to the game with the team news, etc. And then from 3 o'clock, he brings you quality commentary on this channel. So do give him all your support and, hit the donations if you wish to show gratitude for what he does tomorrow, because he won't have any technical problems. I can guarantee that. That's all sorted.
Absolutely.
So Billy Bob is ready to go. So I can sit in my chair in St. James's Park and not see panic messages flash up everywhere and not being able to reply to any because the signal shit. But
I'll be sitting in the barracks having all my food.
Yes, you will. Bring us something down half time, Danielle, will you?
Oh,
Who's the ref?
This
Just seen the ref's name. I've never heard of him. Michael Salisbury is the ref. Who's he? Never heard of him.
I've never heard of him.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
I wonder how much he's been.
He was on VAR, Billy. Does it say?
The same guy as Wednesday.
No,
I'm
God's
positive.
sake.
Last guy, same guy as last Sunday.
All right, yeah, it was one of our last couple of games, I think. Yeah, so that's the way it is. But just has to be right. That's it, guys. Have a blast of a weekend. Like I say, if you have enjoyed the show, please hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit that red subscribe button. It's free to do so, and also the notification bell, which will let you know when we go live or upload videos. Thank you to Danielle and Billy for your company tonight. Thank you to everybody out there. new subscribers, donators, subscribers, members, subscribers, all that kind of lovely shit. And of course, to the mod squad backstage doing an absolutely awesome job again. So thank you very much, guys. Billy, we'll see you tomorrow. And me and Danielle and Stato will be on sometime over the weekend. So don't miss that either for the review show. But in the meantime, have a belting weekend, everybody, whatever you're doing. And take care. Stay safe. Have a good one.
night.
How were the lads and lasses?